Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Wednesday, December 24th, 2025. A momentous occasion indeed, as in Wednesday's episode, Danny and Andre celebrate their first Christmas together. Danny has brought out the very best in Andre, and vice versa. It would appear that the wild child Danny Dupree is nowhere to be seen. Still spirited, she grounds Andre in a way that he's never had. Can they make it through the holidays without tears? In Wednesday's episode, it all comes out. Vernon and Sharon's secret is exposed in front of all of the Duprees. Whether it's Leslie's doing or Nicole's, we'll have to wait and see. But this is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back when it comes to Anita and what she is going through right now. Of course, Vernon is going to be able to dispose of this ugly rumor, but will there be damage done first? In Wednesday's episode, Ted has 3 surprise visitors for the holiday. We know from the SP spoilers that Ted shares Christmas with Shanice, so the other 2 must be Eva and Leslie. Ted and Shanice, this is a couple that we can get behind. Take it slow and let this burn. The scene of Ted and Leslie sharing pizza and each other's company makes a nice change from the awful news happening elsewhere in Fairmont Crest. In Wednesday's episode, Eva and Isaiah hit a major milestone in their budding relationship. Sharing the holiday together is a big first, and Eva and Isaiah look good together. Can they too get through the holidays without any drama caused by either Kat or Tomas? It wouldn't be a stretch to see Kat try to put the cat among the pigeons somehow. This week is short. This is the last day of new episodes before 2 repeats are shown on the 25th and 26th of December. These 2 episodes. The 2 episodes will cover Winterfest, the highs and lows, and all the drama in between. Hey babes, welcome back to Gossip Delight. It's your girl Daisy, and trust me, today's tea is scorching, steamy, and absolutely unmissable. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama. While Bill's sipping on a poisoned cocktail, Haley tries convincing him they should open their gifts in St. Bart's, but he immediately shoots that down, saying the owners of their would-be house have backed out of the deal, but she is not ready to be shunned during the holidays. Bill actually suggests that Haley knew how things would go when you chose to pursue your best friend's father. She puts him on blast, saying he was the one who chased after her. Furious, she walks out, declaring this will be a preview of what it's like to miss me. Heading to the club, she crosses paths with Joey, who suggests that she should push Bill to pursue the governorship, as it would put her in a majorly powerful position. Bill texts to say he's not feeling well, so she exits. When Joey says, "See you later, First Lady," Haley responds, "I prefer Queen." Once home, Haley finds out that Bill wasn't really ailing. Instead, he wanted her home so he could make it clear she's the most important thing in his life. She has doubts, but Bill opens up to her in a way he swears he never did to Danny. "Vernon, my love, I've been diagnosed with cancer." As she lays out step by step what she's been through in recent days, he realizes that she's been dealing with all of this on her own. She admits Sharon and Tracy know because sometimes a woman just needs her sisters. But why, he asks, did she shut him out of the most important battle of her life? "I'm sorry, Vernon, but I don't know how to do cancer." He apologizes that she was alone during these scary days. "I am terrified at the thought of losing you," he says. "But this is not your battle to fight alone. It's ours. And cancer picked the wrong damn family to mess with." Vernon wants to tell the children, but Anita demurs. "I don't want this Christmas to turn into a funeral rehearsal," but he insists she's been beating the odds her entire life, and will do it again this time. In any case, Anita insists this will be the best damn Dupree Christmas ever. Each, however, is rocked to their core. And anyone who didn't cry when Anita found her husband weeping may not have a heart. Nicole literally laughs in Ted's face when he says her father is having an affair. "Next, you'll tell me that Mother's cooking meth in the West Wing," she chortles. She gets increasingly angry while demanding details. She slowly begins to wonder if it might be true, at least until he reveals that his source is Leslie. Dubbing her a textbook sociopath, Nicole ain't buying it. Nicole heads straight to her sister's place, and, not surprisingly, Danny too, laughs at the idea of Vernon cheating. But as they compare notes, it becomes obvious there is something going on with their parents. They want to storm over and demand answers. but ultimately realize they have to wait until their parents are ready to share whatever is going on. Joey is somewhat taken aback by Vanessa's request that he play Santa at the hospital's Christmas party. Donnell approaches their table and Joey exits. Donald tells his mom that while his sister is struggling, he's doing everything he can to be there for her. Donald admits that since his dad's death, he's been reflecting on the past and wonders if Vanessa's marriage was everything he thought it was. Vanessa admits that over the years, she and Doug became more like friends, and Donnell says he's noticed the closeness between his mom and Joey. Later, Joey returns and learns that her son has urged her to move on. Ted runs into Shanice at Orphe Jean's, and they catch up while splitting a peach cobbler. Realizing he has no plans for Christmas, she suggests he feel free to join her family. Later, Ted and Andre share a lovely moment, with the nephew presenting his uncle with tickets so they can attend a football game the way they used to. Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gate. On Tuesday, December 23rd, 25, 'tis the season to be jolly, but according to what Leslie told Ted, Vernon has been a little too jolly. In Tuesday's episode, Nicole hears something from her ex that she can't quite comprehend. To be fair, anyone hearing this revelation would be shocked and in disbelief. Nicole is stunned that Ted is telling her that her father is having an affair, but when she finds out who it is with, that news will shock her just as much. In Tuesday's episode, Anita and Vernon have a candid conversation that leaves them both rocked. Anita delivers the bombshell news about her husband, a revelation she has been struggling to process. Diagnosed with triple-negative cancer, Anita tells Vernon and makes it known that she wants to see her children, their grandchildren, and their grandchildren's children. This cannot be the beginning of the end for Anita Williams Dupree. In Tuesday's episode, Haley storms out on Bill. After another tense conversation regarding Bill and his ex-family, the Duprees, Haley reminds Bill who his family is. "It is not the Duprees anymore," says Haley. "She is his family now." As we head to the closing of 2025, will this affect Haley's plan for Bill? And how does Isaiah fit into all of this? Hang tight, soap fans. It's going to get nasty up in here. These are my confessions. Donnell returned to Banneker and his studies, but the young lad still had lots of questions and very few answers. In Tuesday's episode, Vanessa confesses the truth about her relationship with Doug to Donnell. This is going to be one of the most challenging conversations Vanessa has had to have with her son, but it won't be the last. Will Donnell manage to put two and two together and figure out that Joey was set to benefit from Doug's death and that there is more than meets the eye? This week is short. One more day of BTG, then two repeats on the 25th and 26th of December. The two episodes will cover Winterfest, the highs and lows, and all the drama in between. Anita's life has been turned upside down on BTG. In the Monday, December 22nd episode of Beyond the Gates, Anita learned she has cancer, and that wasn't the worst of it. The type of cancer Anita has is far worse than she could have imagined. Anita meets with Dr. An, where she learns that she does have breast cancer. Unfortunately for Anita, that was just the tip of the iceberg. Dr. An informs Anita that she has triple-negative breast cancer, which is a very aggressive form of cancer, and has a high recurrence rate. A visibly shaken Anita listened as the doctor informed her that decisions needed to be made quickly, and that she would need a rock-solid support system. Before she headed home, Anita stopped by Uptown and shared her news with Sharon and Tracy. Anita vowed to beat this, as her friends promised to stand by her side through this ordeal. Once at home, it was time for Anita to let Vernon in on her health scare. The news will have a huge impact on the Dupree family holiday festivities. Anita's cancer diagnosis set the stage for another major crisis for the Duprees. The family has never faced a challenge like this before. There's no question that Anita and Vernon not only hold the Dupree family together, but also many others in Fairmont Crest. They are the king and queen for sure. Watching Anita fight for her life will allow BTG fans to see a different side of the relationship between her and Vernon, as well as their family. The Dupree family has been through it, but they haven't faced losing one of their own like this. Anita'S cancer diagnosis puts her future up in the air, especially considering the type of cancer she has. BTG is beginning a powerful storyline on a topic that affects many women and men. Not everyone survives this diagnosis, and Anita may not be one of them. That seems unlikely, but it's a soap, and anything is possible, especially in Fairmont Crest. Confessions, walkouts, and whispers rock Fairmont Crest just days before Christmas. The Tuesday, December 23rd. Spoilers for Beyond the Gates. Focus on Vanessa confessing a huge development in her life to her son. As for Haley, she takes an opportunity to walk out on Bill. What did Bill do now? Donald is home for the holidays. Vanessa decides to give her son the gift of confession. In the weekly spoilers, Vanessa confesses the truth about her relationship with Joey to Donnell. Vanessa sees her relationship with Joey as her present and her future. She is feeling more herself with the corrupt casino owner than she did with Doug towards the end of their marriage. And she wants everybody to know, no more hiding. Vanessa and Joey spectacularly went public at the country club, and now she tells her grieving son. How will he react? Meanwhile, Haley storms out on Bill. In BTG's weekly video preview, Haley had a reminder for Bill. Just remember, Duprees aren't your family anymore. I am. This holiday season, it has felt like Bill has been missing being a member of the Dupree inner circle. He wasn't part of their Thanksgiving celebration, and he's reminiscing about Christmases past with Danny. It has been a year since he blew up his family, and he's finally feeling what he gave up to marry Haley. This may be why Haley has had it. After all, she has a plan to carry out. Murdering Bill won't work if he keeps wandering back to Danny. Nicole hears something from her ex that she can't quite comprehend. After hearing what Leslie had to tell him about Vernon cheating on Anita, Ted apparently runs to his ex-wife to fill her in. Of course, she can't comprehend a word Ted is saying. Nicole knows her parents are more than solid. Cheating is for men like Ted and Bill, not her dad. The important thing here is what she does with what Ted tells her. How will the psychiatrist deal with this impending drama? Finally, Anita and Vernon have a candid conversation that leaves them both rocked. This must be when Anita tells her loving husband about her breast cancer diagnosis. Vernon will undoubtedly take the new hard. This is the love of his life, and she's about to experience the battle of her life. But he will be there for her. In the video preview, she puts on a very determined face, and she wants them to make this the best Dupree Christmas ever. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, December 23rd, indicate that Nicole Richardson will get shocking news. Nicole will hear something she cannot believe about her ex. Anita Dupree and Vernon Dupree will be rocked by their conversation. Haley Hamilton storms out. Vanessa McBride will confess to her son about her relationship. Nicole hears something from her ex that she can't quite comprehend. Leslie Thomas recently dropped a bombshell about Vernon that she had promised to keep her mouth shut about. Unfortunately, Vernon took a chance on her being quiet. Now, Vernon's world is about to be shaken more than he can imagine. Ted Richardson will eventually spill the beans or offer enough hint for it to be figured out. When Ted and Nicole see each other, he will reveal a secret that has her questioning if she even heard what she thought she did. Nicole simply cannot believe her ears after Ted drops this shocker. Anita and Vernon have a candid conversation that leaves them both rocked. Anita and Vernon will sit down and talk about something very important. Anita never saw this coming and is having a very hard time coming to terms with the medical diagnosis she recently received. How will Vernon feel once he hears this compared his news? Anita has breast cancer, and while she has been waiting for answer, her husband has found someone else to spend his time with. This diagnosis just had to be given right before Christmas. Anita will open up for Vernon and let him know exactly how she is feeling about this. Will Anita learn Vernon's secret as well? Haley storms out on Bill Hamilton. Haley wants Bill to cut ties with the Duprees and spend his time concentrating on her. Bill is no longer a part of the Dupree family, and he has no business hanging around them all of the time. When is she going to be enough? Will Bill realize just how much this is bothering her? Vanessa confesses the truth about her relationship with Joey Armstrong to Donald McBride. The truth is guaranteed to catch Donald off guard. The real question will be whether or not Donald can handle the truth once he finds out. Will Donald put the pieces together and realize what happened to his father? Brandon Claiborne, might have been on another CBS soap opera. Brandon Claiborne is winning fans over with his portrayal of Martin Richardson in Beyond the Gates. But if things had turned out differently, the actor would have called this soap opera his home. Claiborne has become a household name to daytime audiences thanks to BTG. The actor was cast as Martin in October 2024 and made his first appearance on the premiere episode on February 24, 2025. In a recent interview with The Locker Room, the actor revealed that soap operas were his main goal as an actor. "It was always my goal to be on a soap opera, and that started back in 2017 or 2018, so I think it's meant to be." Before joining BTG, Claiborne had a brief role as Dr. Brent Snyder on General Hospital in 2003. If you recall, he was the physical therapist who helped Curtis after he was shot and paralyzed. But before stepping foot in Port Charles and Fairmont Crest, the actor almost called Genoa City home. In 2018, he auditioned for a role on Y&R, but the opportunity didn't materialize. "I was up for a series regular on Young and the Restless. During this time, Michelle Morgan, her role, I think she played Hillary, but something happened with that character. I was supposed to play her love interest." Unfortunately for Claiborne, it was during this time that Morgan opted to leave the soap opera. The show wrote a heartbreaking departure as Hillary and her baby died after sustaining injuries in a car accident. "My role went up in thin air after that," Claiborne explained. Although things didn't pan out at Y&R, fate had other plans for the actor, who found his new home at BTG. Claiborne has had the opportunity to showcase his acting skills in emotionally charged storylines in 2005. Martin's most poignant storyline was his and Vernon's cover-up of a murder that came back to haunt him. In 2023, Martin and Vernon were driving home when they were attacked by two men. While protecting his grandfather, Martin killed one of the men and severely beat the other. The Duprees and their team immediately went to work to cover up the murder, but years later, their secret was uncovered. As a result, Martin's secret caused trouble in his marriage to Smitty. After a brief separation, the couple reunited and tried to move forward. Martin and Smitty managed to weather the storm in 2025. But can they handle the drama that awaits them in 2026? Beyond the Gates weekly spoiler preview video for the week of December 22nd to 26th may be a short week, but it is packed with action. Not only do we have the annual Christmas episodes, but Anita will be facing her mortality as she deals with her cancer diagnosis. Vernon Dupree and Sharon Winger open up the preview video discussing Leslie Thomas and who she could blow their secret out of the water. They know that Leslie thinks something is going on, and they don't want her spreading word about their secret meetings. Vernon knows that they cannot trust Leslie to keep a secret, but they may not be prepared for what is coming. Leslie has already let Ted Richardson in on the secret. Who else might she have told by now? Spoilers suggest that this secret will blow up in front of all of the Dupree family. Who will spill the beans? Ted will attend Martin Richardson's and Bradley "Smitty" Smith Christmas tree trimming party. Somehow, Ted will end up at Shanice Johnson's. They will eat, drink, and have a good old time. "Merry Christmas, Ted," Shanice says. "Merry Christmas, everyone," Ted adds. Eva and Isaiah will have some sexy time as they grow closer over the holidays. "What's a woman like you want?" Isaiah wonders aloud. "What everyone wants," Eva replies. Later, the two are seen sharing a steamy kiss. It seems their Christmas might be a very merry one's as they grow even closer over the holidays. Things could get downright frigid for Bill and Haley. It seems that Bill has become a part of an old country song because he sure has wondering eyes, and Haley is tired of them wondering to every woman around. Haley doesn't hesitate to remind Bill that the Duprees aren't his family anymore. He looks doubtful when she reminds him who his family is. Danny and Andre will be throwing a tree trimming party as well. "What's a woman like you want?" Isaiah wonders aloud. "What everyone wants," Eva replies. Naomi will show her little sister some fun, but can she keep up with her sister? "What is that horrible-looking thing?" Chelsea inquires. Whatever it is, sprays Chelsea. Finally, we see Anita and Vernon. Anita has just gotten the news that she has breast cancer, and she tells her husband. Anita is determined to face this new reality head-on. "I want to see them all here. Our children, Our grandchildren, their children. I want this to be the best damn Christmas ever, she states emphatically. That's it for the preview video. Does this look spicy enough for you? Here's what went down Monday, December 22, 2025, on Beyond the Gates. When Naomi was a little squirt, Tyrell gave the mother of all gifts, and Ted may have been truthful about an untruth. On Beyond the Gates, Ted stood in disbelief upon hearing Leslie's insistence that Vernon was having an affair with Sharon. Leslie cited having watched Vernon going into Sharon's hotel room and is telling her Anita couldn't find out they were together as proof of his infidelity. Ted deemed Vernon a gentleman and thought Vernon's visit to Sharon didn't prove anything, but he began to wear down when Leslie described confronting Vernon, who hadn't denied cheating. Leslie told Ted D that she had promised Vernon she'd keep quiet. She certainly knew from keeping secrets, since she had hidden her fling with Ted for decades. Ted wanted to be called by his real name and snapped that Leslie taking him into her confidence didn't make them closer, as she hinted it would. Leslie sniffed that she had another iron in the fire anyway, and that news of Vernon's hypocrisy, given how he had derided Ted for his unfaithfulness, was her Christmas present to Ted. Danny declared that the pink Christmas tree Andre had chosen and put up was perfect. Okay, Goldilocks, Andre joked, with Danny preferring Leola and the Honey Bears, an African-American retelling of that story that Danny used to read to Naomi and Chelsea when they were little. Though the Richardsons agreed that Christmas was about family and community, Danny was dead serious that having the best tree also counted. At the Richardson Smiths, Martin was determined to have the best tree. When Smitty said it wasn't a competition, Martin replied that everything in the Dupree family was a competition. June arrived and felt warm and fuzzy, that she got to be with her kids for the first time in many Christmas Eves, and she presented them with adorably clumsy ornaments they had made when they were little. Samantha and Tyrell didn't remember crafting them. June recounted how she had been too strung out to get them a Christmas tree to hang their ornaments on that year, and how the incident had inspired her to call Child Protective Services on herself soon after. Samantha didn't want June to keep beating herself up about how she had functioned as a mother. June was grateful that Martin and Smitty had given the children the home that she couldn't, while Tyrell acknowledged the work June had done on herself and announced that he had forgiven her. Bursting into tears, June hugged him and Samantha. Eva arrived, figuring it was safe to get there alone before Ted since Kat wasn't attending. "And where did you get that idea?" Kat spat, marching in. Kat explained that she'd be heading over to Danny's as planned, but she wanted to see her brother and his family first. She ignored Eva as she was introduced to June, and as she told Samantha what to expect with her imminent coming-out cotillion. Eva hung back uncomfortably, and Ted, who had finally shown, apologized to Eva because he hadn't known Kat would be there. Ted himself felt awkward, as it was the first year his family wasn't participating in its usual rituals. On her way out, Kat learned from Ted that he'd be spending the holiday alone watching football. Kat promised to call and said nothing to Eva, who soon made her own exit so she could finish getting ready for Christmas with Leslie. Martin and Ted appraised their family, and both regretted having kept their secret so long. Though Ted griped that Nicole seemed to be moving on with Carlton, Martin reminded his father that at least he could be honest with her from now on. Smitty brought in a new guest, whose face he strategically hid behind a poinsettia. It was Regina, who was stunned to see how much Samantha and Tyrell had grown. June was thrilled to see her sister, and Tyrell did remember his Aunt Gigi, who regaled him and Samantha with stories from their childhood, including a time the youngsters had pulled a Christmas tree down on themselves, trying to decorate it. Samantha offered for Regina to top their tree with its angel, since she had been the angel watching out for them until they had been adopted. Regina assured June that she had done the right thing in giving the children up, and invited June to spend Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with her. When Smitty became emotional, thinking how much the kids had been through before they'd become a family, Martin reminded him that they were resilient and survivors. Danny decried the shrinkage to her guest list when Kat was a no-show, and Chelsea and Madison weren't coming over either. But she determined to make the best of it, even when a pouty Naomi arrived having had a fight with Jacob. Neither Danny nor the appearing Nicole could get Naomi to talk about it, though Danny was surprised that the Hawthorns had battled considering couples therapy had been so beneficial to them. Just then, Jacob walked in and explained that Naomi had become upset when she'd found her Christmas gift, a Mexican monkey hat that sprays water called a changuito. "It sucks," Naomi wailed, feeling that her husband didn't know her and hadn't put any thought into his gift. But he had. It was meant as a souvenir in advance, since he had arranged for them to vacation in Mexico City. Naomi saw the folly in her attitude and thanked Jacob for remembering she had wanted to visit Mexico. She had only been angry because she'd feared that their therapy sessions hadn't helped them to communicate. When Chelsea entered anyway because Madison had been called to the hospital, Naomi put on the changuito and squirted her sister with it. Later on, Chelsea wondered why Naomi was bustin' out the cascade. Naomi explained that she didn't want Danny and Andre to be stuck with the party dishes and extolled the virtues of the detergent. Kat joined the festivities, noting that Tomas had to work. She was giddy when her loved ones encouraged her to put the star on the tree. Once everyone else had gone home, Andre showed Danny the images he'd taken during the soiree and informed Danny that she'd have to wait for her present, except for the mistletoe that he gamely held over their heads. Tracy didn't believe Sharon's claim that she had been talking to a telemarketer and proclaimed her friend a terrible liar. Sharon promised she hadn't told anyone else about Anita'S health concerns and accused Tracy of being suspicious. Vernon walked on the ladies' charged moment and knew they weren't being truthful when they fumbled over whether Anita was having vision or hearing tests done at the hospital. When Tracy excused herself, Sharon vowed that, with Tracy in the dark, no one knew about their get-togethers. But Vernon divulged that Leslie had seen them at the hotel. Neither Vernon nor Sharon trusted Leslie's promise to keep quiet, yet realized that putting faith in her was their only option. At Garland Memorial, Anita struggled to take in Dr. On's news that she had triple-negative breast cancer. It was a form of the disease which had twice the prevalence in Black women than in white women, and not only was it more challenging to treat, the malignancy spread faster and had a higher chance of returning. The words seemed to bounce off the overwhelmed Anita, as On recommended immediate treatment and the opinion of an oncologist. "Talk to Vernon," the doctor advised gently, stressing that Anita would need a support person as she fought the disease. Anita tried to appear strong, but broke down in tears. As Vernon quietly played the piano at home, a dazed Anita summoned Sharon and Tracy to Uptown and told them of her diagnosis. She was more scared for Vernon and the rest of the family than she was for herself. Her fellow articulates swore to be at Anita's side for every step. Later, after Anita left, Tracy demanded to know what was really going on between Sharon and Vernon. "Okay," Sharon sighed. "I'll tell you." Nicole was surprised to see Ted in her living room when she came home from Danny's. Ted reassured his ex-wife that their children were fine, but he'd come upon some information and didn't want to repeat his mistake of keeping secrets from her. Nicole didn't know where to look when Ted said that her father was cheating on her mother. When Anita arrived at the Dupree manse, Vernon laughed over Sharon and Tracy trying to con him with a story to cover the fact that Anita was obviously out finding the perfect Christmas present for him. "Sit with me, Vernon," Anita said, shell-shocked. "I have bad news." A secret explodes, hearts are on edge, and Christmas in Fairmont Crest is anything but silent night. The Wednesday, December 24th, spoilers for Beyond the Gates, focus on Christmas drama when Vernon and Sharon's secret is exposed to the entire Dupree family. Will Vernon and Sharon fess up to why they have really been meeting in private? What's Christmas without a little chaos? Granted, this year, the Duprees will experience more drama than they deserve, but a secret blows up and must be handled. Leslie had her reasons for telling Ted about Vernon's so-called affair. It was a bit of a stretch, but no matter, he knows. And then he went straight to Nicole with the facts. He claimed that he wanted to be honest with her for a change, but did he really have to tell her when the affair hadn't been confirmed? Regardless, there is no stopping this secret from being outed. Vernon and Sharon's secret is exposed in front of all the Duprees. This is the worst possible moment for this drama to happen. Anita just told her husband about her cancer diagnosis. Hopefully, Vernon will shut down this gossip and admit to the real reason he and Sharon have been meeting in private. Does it have to do with wanting to improve his singing skills like BTG fans have been speculating? In more positive news, Danny and Andre spend their first Christmas together. Danny has been going above and beyond to make this an amazing holiday for her husband. She understands how this holiday can be painful for someone who has lost their parents. He is missing them something fierce, and she wants to make him feel loved and supported. The two have come a long way this year, from a casual friends with benefits type of situation. But now, they are all in on their marriage and everything that comes with that. Meanwhile, Ted has had a lonely year, despite gaining a daughter. Because of his actions, his family life blew up. He did attend Martin's and Smitty's tree trimming party with Eva, but he didn't really have any other plans for the holiday. No worries. Ted has 3 surprise visitors for the holiday. We know at least one of them is Shanice. BTG's weekly video preview shows the two spending quality time together. After this Christmas, will they be friends or something more? Finally, Eva did her best to tolerate being in the same room as Kat when they were both at Martin's tree trimming party, but now look for her to experience a steamy Christmas. Eva and Isaiah hit a major milestone in their budding relationship. How close and cozy do Eva and Isaiah get? Beyond the Gates fans are in for a lively holiday week as several fan-favorite characters make their return, keeping the drama, family tensions, and heartfelt moments flowing. Familiar faces promise to keep viewers hooked on the show's ongoing storylines and festive, holiday-themed episodes between December 22nd and 26th. So, here's a list of people who are leaving Beyond the Gates or joining the cast this week. Below is the list of everyone who's returning to Beyond the Gates this week. Jacinthe Blankenship, as Regina Blankenship, reprises her role as Regina and will be critical to the storylines surrounding June and her family. So, fans can keep their fingers crossed for sibling dynamics and family tensions. Jasmine Burke as June. Jasmine Burke remains featured as June on Beyond the Gates, with her storylines taking a central focus this week. Fans remember June for her intense storyline concerning her 2 children, Samantha and Tyrell. Ernestine Johnson Morrison. She returns as Shanice Johnson. She is the sassy supervising nurse at Garland Memorial Hospital. Alex Cheeks. Alex Cheeks reprises his role as Donnell McBride, Vanessa's son, continuing the storyline he began in October. For the Unversied, he was investigating his father's suspicious death and Joey Armstrong's role in it. Maria Howell returns as Tracy, the singer intertwined with Anita and Sharon. She is also part of the girl group The Articulates. Benita Brisker as Sharon. She continues her role as Sharon on Beyond the Gates. Brisker has been part of the show as a recurring character and is one of the original members of The Articulates. For the week of December 22 to 26, there seems to be no scheduled exits from Beyond the Gates. Beyond the Gates is an American daytime soap opera that premiered on CBS in February 2025 and is also available for streaming on Paramount+. Set in the wealthy, fictional community of Fairmont Crest, Maryland, the series centers on the influential Dupree family, their personal lives, and social rivalries. "It's exciting sharing this song with another generation," says the actor-singer of 1971, classic he wrote. Clifton Davis is enjoying a full-circle moment this holiday season. As one of the stars of the CBS series Beyond the Gates, the actor-singer is revisiting his musical roots, thanks to the 1971 hit he penned for the Jackson 5. Never Can Say Goodbye. Davis's performance is featured in a special holiday episode of the weekday soap opera airing Christmas Eve at 2 p.m. ET and 1 p.m. PT. Ahead of the airing, Billboard is exclusively sharing a clip from the upcoming episode. It showcases Davis, in his role as the show's family patriarch, Vernon Dupree, singing the song to his wife, Anita, portrayed by actress Tamara Tooney. His stirring performance will no doubt have viewers and music fans singing along to the Jackson 5 classic. "It's quite amazing to think I wrote this song way back, and now it's been written into the show's story plot," Davis tells Billboard. "It's exciting to be singing and sharing this song with another generation. It's a song that just keeps on giving. I'm humbled as well, because it didn't have to turn out this way. God is good." Released 54 years ago as the lead single for the group's 5th studio album, Maybe Tomorrow, Never Can Say Goodbye. Yes. Niseen, produced by Hal Davis. Und Oskines 80s claimed number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 consecutive weeks, and number 1 on Billboard's Hot R&B Hip-Hop Songs tally. It also earned Davis a Grammy nomination for Best R&B Song. Among other artists who have covered the track are Isaac Hayes and Gloria Gaynor. Davis also wrote the hit title track for the Jackson 5's 1972 sixth studio album, Lookin' Through the Windows. Never Can Say Goodbye could also double as the career tagline for the indefatigable Davis. In addition to Broadway credits such as Wicked and his Tony Award-nominated role in Two Gentlemen of Verona, his resume includes television and film roles. In his latest role, Davis co-stars with Toonie as the heads of the Dupree family. Living in a gated community in one of the most affluent African-American counties, located just outside of Washington, D.C., according to the network boilerplate, the Duprees are a powerful and prestigious multi-generational family, the very definition of Black royalty. But behind these pristine walls and lush, manicured gardens are juicy secrets and scandals waiting to be uncovered. Launched in February on CBS and also streamed via Paramount Plus, Beyond the Gates is executive produced by creator Michelle Valjean. During a phone interview with Billboard, Davis, who's also a minister, recounts his early career hustle simultaneously juggling songwriting and acting gigs, the inspiration behind Never Can Say Goodbye, and working with the brilliant Michael Jackson. What inspired the song? It was a combination of 2 things. I was 24 when I wrote the song. I was wrestling with my past, back when I was moving back and forth between my mother's home and my father's home. Whenever I left either of them, I cried because I was leaving one to go to the other. That always put a strain on my heart. Then later, I was in a relationship that was difficult to maintain. I wanted to say goodbye to her, but was unable to because of the love in my heart. How never reached the Jackson 5. I started writing music professionally while I was in the chorus of Broadway's Hello, Dolly in 1967 while learning my craft as an actor-singer. By 1970, I had a few songs that I'd written, including one for the Supremes called Here Comes the Sunrise. I got the chance to play the song for them and the producer Frank Wilson in Las Vegas. He liked it enough to record it. That was my first song with Motown. While signing my contract as a staff songwriter there a month or 2 later, Wilson introduced me to Jackson 5 producer Hal Davis. I was excited because I had a song for them in my bag that I said I'd love to play for him. Never was always meant for the Jacksons. In fact, I wrote it in a tempo like their earlier hit, ABC. But when Hal heard the song, he said, No, slow it down a bit. And I did. I wrote songs on staff at Motown for 5 years between working in television and on Broadway, working with MJ. When the group first recorded the song, I wasn't there, but Motown founder Berry Gordy decided it needed a rewrite in one segment. I happened to be in Los Angeles for something else, so I got to go into the studio with the Jackson 5 and teach Michael the song, as I had rewritten it. He got it instantly. He was like 11 or 12, but just so brilliant. I had no idea that Never would take off like it did, but I did know it was a good thing to have the Jackson 5 singing one of your songs. Learning from Motown songwriting icons, Ashford and Simpson. Both Nick and Valerie became friends of mine over the years. Both inspired me. They were so prolific and had such insight as they wrote great music that was timeless, and some of it rubbed off on me. Still flexing his songwriter's pen, I released an album in 1990 called Say Amen, but I've been writing all along. Songs about faith, prayer, and angels. I've got music that nobody's heard, but we're going to get it out very soon. Here's what's coming up on Beyond the Gates for Wednesday, December 24th, 2025. Vernon and Sharon's secret is exposed in front of all of the Duprees, while Ted has 3 surprise visitors for the holiday. And that's not all. Read on as soap opera news breaks down the day's event for you. Fairmont Crest is celebrating the holiday festivities in style. Danny and Andre are marking their very first Christmas together, and you know that makes it extra special. These two are clearly in love. And despite tying the knot in an impromptu and unexpected drunken wedding in Vegas, they are determined to make the best of their marriage. So far, they seem to be on a really good track, which is saying a lot considering how wild their journey started. Meanwhile, holiday cheer is not the only thing headed the Dupree's way this season. According to spoilers, Vernon and Sharon's secret is exposed in front of the entire Dupree family. That definitely raises some eyebrows. The two have been meeting secretly, making private calls, and going out of their way to avoid watchful eyes. But were they having an affair like Leslie suspected? That seems unlikely. Some speculate Sharon may have been giving Vernon singing lessons, which could explain why the episode features an original song written by series star Clifton Davis. Now that would be quite the reveal. Beyond the Gates spoilers for December 24th also tease that Ted receives 3 surprise visitors for the holiday. One of them almost certainly has to be Shanice, especially since the two have been growing closer lately. Elsewhere, Eva and Isaiah hit a major milestone in their budding relationship, proving that this holiday season is full of big moments, surprises, and plenty of heart. That's all for Beyond the Gates spoilers for December 24th, 2025. Which storyline are you most excited about? What do you think Vernon and Sharon's secret is? Share your thoughts in the comments and check back tomorrow for more drama and surprises. Get the weekly BTG spoilers. Beyond the Gates airs weekdays on CBS. Beyond the Gates is adding another familiar face to its cast. Soap veteran Jordi Villasuso is returning to daytime television, joining CBS's newest soap opera, which premiered earlier this year. Not much detail is known about his casting at this time. However, the show has confirmed he has officially joined the cast, with more information about his character and debut expected soon. Stay tuned for updates. Villasuso is best known for originating the role of Tony Santos on Guiding Light, a character he played from 2000 to 2003, a performance that earned him a Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Younger Actor in 2003. Over the years, he's continued to make the rounds across daytime TV, portraying Griffin Castillo on All My Children, Dario Hernandez on Days of Our Lives, and most recently, Ray Rosales on The Young and the Restless from 2018 to 2022. Sharp-eyed fans may have already spotted him in the Beyond the Gates Season 2 promo video, which teases some major twists headed our way in 2026. In the clip, Villasuso's character is seen out on the town with Ashley Morgan, and there's a kiss that's already sparking buzz. Since his exit from The Young and the Restless, Villasuso hasn't slowed down. Not one bit. In fact, he's taken on a variety of roles, including Jet Wyman on The Boulevard and Justin Ramos on The Bay. With his return to CBS, it looks like he's ready to stir things up in daytime once again, and fans are eager to see what's next. Are you excited to see Jordi Villasuso on Beyond the Gates? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.